Patrick Zircher put out a tweet. He says, so this guy plays on conservative anger to crowdfund a comic book, gets a lot of backers, no book yet. A year later, he crowdfunds an extension, still no book. He then buys a new house, still no book. The people he played congratulate him. What is Patrick Zircher doing here? This tweet is softly saying that EVS is a fraud. It's a type of defamation of criminal deception relating to his business practice. This is a particularly vile form of defamation, because it damages EVS's reputation in the industry and its future earnings and ability for future crowd fundraising campaigns. Even worse is that Zircher's tweet allows his white knights to republish defamation. The statement says a year late. It's actually about 7 months, but the dates are fuzzy because fundraising timetables are along the lines of, we're aiming for a delivery date of X. It's not set in stone. It's very common for crowdfunding campaigns to be late. Zircher knows this because his friends' campaigns are late. Being a year late is standard accepted business practice. Zircher knows all this. So I think this tweet was malicious. People chime in about the Comicron report. Did the Indiegogo, the Comicsgate crowd help comic book sales? Probably yes, and here's why. Comicsgate, love them or hate them, they have made people interested in comics, people who haven't been interested in comics in a long time, and the concept of a rising tide raises all boats definitely applies here. I think sales have probably picked up for even people like Zircher, people who absolutely hate Comicsgate, because people are interested in comics again. There's thousands of people who are watching Comicsgate and going out and picking up, mainstream comics, even though the mainstream comics are the people who hate Comicsgate. So, yes, I think you do have to give Comicsgate credit for some of the uptick in business. Okay, so people are spurging out. But they do say, okay, the republication of defamation. This guy says, sounds a lot like fraud. Don't people go to prison for that kind of thing? So this is a very, very serious allegation. Fathead Donald T. DeLay, you really believe he drew, paid for coloring and lettering on this many pages so far just to not release a book? Y'all really think he's put in a one-time grift instead of making the comic that sold $800,000 and then doing it again to make more? You're that naive? Yes, apparently he is that naive. There's no book. Well, this is the artwork for the book, and it does look fantastic. Allegations of fraud, blah, 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 blah. Sounds like a class action lawsuit waiting to happen. Critical Blast comes back and says, now do Richard Pace. We'll come back to the Richard Pace in a moment. They're always complacent and quiet when it's time to discuss Richard Pace, Zoe Quinn, etc. Moose Bauman. There's a news story to be told about unfulfilled crowdfunding efforts, but Cyberfrog is not it. We'll come back to that in a moment. Someone comments that he then buys a new house. There's no problem with someone spending their money on a home. Why is this an issue for you people? It doesn't make any sense. Someone pops in, he's revolutionized the industry. Yes, I would say Captain Cummings was the nucleus. Meyer, Diversity in Comics, got the ball rolling, and EVS quickly jumped on board, and yes, Comicsgate is helping the industry. He sold a whole 4,000 copies. I like to amend those numbers, backed by about 8,500 people. And he says someone else outsold him. Well, what you're forgetting is that it's backed by 8,500 people. The average sale price is $60. Compare apples to apples, not apples to oranges. People are acting like 7-month delivery, late delivery is an issue. It's absolutely not, as we'll show. You mean 6 years later, right? You're talking about Lee Feld's Kickstarter for Brigade, where he collected 40 grand from fans 6 years later. He's only lied to them about delivering, all while promoting Major Act's Deadpool. Yeah, he's awful. Good point. Peter Kelly, yes, whataboutism when productive conversation is not the goal. Well, Peter Kelly, whataboutism is fair and accurate because he's clearly pointed out the hypocrisy in Zircher's comment. Why don't you address all the other late Kickstarters? I added a name to the list of a-holes that's abusing their fan bases. There's room for all. Lee Field is being overlooked. Why? Because he isn't part of Comicsgate. We can tackle both issues. 6 years. Wow. There's room to call out all these bad guys taking advantage of the comic fan base. Yes, there is. Allegations that he's a scammer. How do I get conservatives to buy me a house? Well, this is sort of a straw man or misrepresentation. If you think Comicsgate are all conservatives, I would guess that it's probably right of center. If the bell curve probably sits right of center, but there are plenty of people left of center who like Comicsgate books. So this is just isn't accurate. Atlas Side says, that's funny. Are you too going to call out the new progressive darling of comics, Zoe Quinn, who has a 2-year late Kickstarter, scammed $86,000 from people no end in sight? I mean, you have principles, right? No, apparently not. And he lives in your obsessed, bald head, rent-free, get a life loser. I guarantee he blocked you. Bitch, would you like some salt with your salt? And he blocked you too. Van Scumbag to be a scumbag. What has he done to make you call him a scumbag? What have we here? Great Big Hawaiian Dick hardcover graphic novel. Well, I hope you took that into account when pricing it, because hardcovers are expensive. Kickstarter staff pick. Interesting. By B. Clay Moore. 650 backers pledged $21,000 to help bring this project to life. Interesting. Now, here's the thing about B. Clay Moore's book. Funding goals. The art actually looks really good. Greg Smallwood art. Jake Wyatt. That looks pretty solid. I love it. Let's get... there's a print down here that looks... This looks really good. Everything looks really solid. Then we go to the updates. November 2015, starting with the updates, shipping and problems. Congratulations. Updates. Updates. Funding goal reached. Congratulations, guys. Stretch goals. Updates. Stretch goals unlocked. Congratulations. Looks like things are going well. Foreign backers, shipping, stretch goals. All right, you made 21 grand, 650 backers. Congratulations. Meli Kiliki Maka, a belated mahalo to everyone who helped make this campaign a success. 2016 looks like a great year for all things Hawaiian Dick. Okay. 2015, December. We've been doing progress. Triple duty assembling Great Big Hawaiian Dick. The forthcoming Aloha Hawaiian Dick solicited for April and Hawaiian Dick blah blah blah. Interesting. So Great Big Hawaiian Dick still plugging along. Our intended ship date of April didn't pan out, but we're close to getting things wrapped. Having a deadline helps, but trying to herd a group of comic artists is like trying to herd cats. And then the next one update is for backers only. That's odd. This is an update to let you know that I'm going to post an update. Okay. Backers only. Kind of weird. Backers only updates. Only the backers. 2017, January. Early March update. A quick update for early 2017. Most of the original Hawaiian Dick files seem to have been permanently lost, so I've been working to reaccumulate them while asking a second date. Data recover expert to scour the busted hard drive. Well, let me tell you from personal experience that recovering files on a bad hard drive is mostly successful. As long as you haven't overwritten the files, there's a lot of free software out there that will recover files pretty easily. But if you have any kind of project, you have an internal hard drive and you have a couple of external hard drives that you can slave to each other, and then you would also put something in a cloud storage system. So you have on-site storage at your house with your external hard drives. Hard drives are very cheap. For $200, you can get 2 huge drives. You would also back up things on a flash card, and then perhaps off-site storage, i.e. the cloud or one of your co-creators' houses. So it's very odd that all this information is on a hard drive, but remember, it's only digital information. Your co-creators will have copies on their hard drive. I've also turned to some new creators, fill in where there's bailed or finished unfinished stories. Not cost effective, but we obviously need to get this thing wrapped and out the door. T-shirts and print shipped ahead of the book, not cost effective. Well, you only raised $21,000, so I think you might have bitten off more than you can chew here. I'll share some new work to backers. Be in touch. Thanks for your patience. Mahalo.